Good morning, everyone. It is Friday Fun Day. Woo! September 17th. Why is it Friday Fun Day? Because I said so. That's why. Seems pretty simple. I've decided today's going to be fun. See? Power of positive thinking here. All right, let's take a look here. This is the SPY, and this is the 5-minute 1 day so that we can see, obviously, the shaded area is all of the extended hours. This is what we saw yesterday. We came in, popped, dropped, right? Mid-morning, caught the rally, and then continued up. You know, if you kind of draw that out, looks like a really pretty bull flag there. Took a little off at the end of the day, but overall, a really nice run. And the reason I have it up on this chart this morning is we've continued to kind of fade off, right? We came back up and then back down here this morning. What I'm watching is to make sure we hold the low of yesterday there at 444.02, or 444 is fine. If you want to mark that in on your chart, you want to kind of know where that is if we start to fail back, but we didn't quite come close to it. You know, we talk a lot about higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, things like that. Well, obviously here we were putting in those lower lows. Now we're waiting and watching. We need some more follow through here to see if now we're going to start that climb back to the top side. Overall, the futures are down only about 45 points. That's not a lot. So more flat-ish. Negative lean, but flat-ish. Gold's actually up just a smidgen here. S&P's down a whole 7 points. You know, that's not a lot. The Russell's down 4, and the NASDAQ is down just about 20. So that's really, it's not a lot, but something we need to keep an eye on. And of course, as we creep closer to the open, usually we see another push down before we decide where we're going to go for the day. So we'll keep a good eye on that. All right, so let's flip back over to some daily charts, see what that looks like. Right? Not a lot of conviction, or not a lot of, not a lot of decision. Not a lot of decision here. We're right back up to this 20 here on the SPY. There we go. 20, talk about chop, right? Down, up, kind of, down, up. I don't know. That's what the week has looked like. And it is very hard to trade in these times. So, if you're having trouble trading this week, I'm going to throw this out there. It's probably not you. Market's really hard. Really, really hard. So we want to make sure that we are very thoughtful in our trades. I've done a little bit more day trading than normal, so we're gonna just keep an eye on that. All right, so as we can see here, obviously not a lot of decision, but testing that 20 again and caught in a range. But the one thing I will point out here is that we've made a tiny little higher low. Yeah, tiny. It's tiny, I know. But, I'm positive. I'm going to take a look at that, right? All right, real quick, if we had some day trades yesterday, AFRM being one of those, I'm going to come back and take a look at this one today. It took a little while. Then I got some news and it ran on, left a lot of us behind. AFRM. ASAN, some good charts here. Look at that. Now, I feel like this one's pretty extended, but we did take a good trade in it. We'll keep an eye on that. But let's hop into some others that, of course, I feel like I always miss. And Mark feels my pain. Carvana, always miss this. I watch it, and I'm like, oh, it's not going to do anything, not going to do anything. And I swear that the day or two that I don't see it is when it moves. Anybody else have those? I've got two of them, both of them right here. So Carvana, really nice push up above the 20 and the 50 here, and we had a 3-8 cross. I mean, that is just a really beautiful move. That's in a smidge more volume. Carvana's it's inconsistent. Volume, it kind of drops off, and sometimes those bid and asks on the options can be very spready, so be very cautious with that. You want to see those tighten up a little bit. If you choose to go ahead and take them anyway, bid them in. Do not pay on the ask. I know it sounds like maybe that's being petty, but I'm telling you, when the bid ask is wide, pay on the bid. Make them come to you. And if they don't, then go look for another chart. Okay, so Carvana, I'm looking at the 340s. This, for today, moving forward, look at the Novembers. That's where I'm kind of hanging my hat now, is in the Novembers, unless I'm just day trading. The Novembers, but look across November and October. Perhaps you prefer the Octobers, and a lot of these will fit for both of those. So Carvana, looking at the 340s. There's another one that I feel like I only catch every once in a blue moon. Yeah, seriously, I think it was a blue moon the last time I caught this one. Anyway, making a nice reversal here. We had a bit of a reversal, and Joe had pointed this out, and then I didn't go back and look at it yesterday. So yeah, it's pretty dumb. Nice move. Oh, concern now is this 200. Can we make our way up and close above that 200? The 8 to the 20 there, and that's the 34. A 34 EMA is that dashed line. I put that back on my chart. Anyway, taking a look there, that's a pretty good move. So a play to the 200, if we make it through, holding it up through to the 20 would be very ideal if it can get there. TTD, I'm looking at the 75s. All right. Target came up on the 3/8 scan. We kind of popped just a little bit over the 20. Came back right at that 20. We hit the fib line like this. Anything over yesterday's high, take a look at target 250. Or if we come in a little bit lower, like inside that candle, I would take a look at taking this on an ORB. I really like this for a swing trade if it continues. We've seen a lot of the retailers. I mean, look, even Walmart, right? We've seen a lot of the retailers do very well. Speaking of retail, different sector of the retail, but take a look here at Home Depot. This was on the list yesterday, and I cut off those wicks kind of on purpose to show we keep coming back, you know, in the same area. We closed over that trend line here yesterday. Now this is no longer the trend line that I would be using. I would take a look right across the top here, over anything over yesterday's close or yesterday's highs. We're playing this for the move to 345, and Home Depot, I would look at the 340s. If you're looking at Home Depot, I kind of prefer to shop at Lowe's. It's super close to me. I know where everything is. Came right up and tapped our trend line up here. Again, nice room to the 215. So take a look at Lowe's. I like the 210s in Lowe's. All right. I don't really have a lot on our list today, so.
Yeah, Pfizer, Epi.
All right. Skin mentioned this one yesterday and had never even paid attention to this one until Edie, and I think maybe Mark or Joe played it. I don't know. I know Edie brought it up. Hadn't ever really paid attention to it. Love this, you know, tight little wedge. Oh, there we go. Right, tight little wedge that we have going on. It's climbing very nicely up the 20. A move up above this looks really good for a move up to that 28 area. So skin, I would take a look at the 25s or the 30s, depending on what month you're going with. I did notice that the options are a little bit thinner, meaning that they're really only hitting kind of one strike in there. So keep an eye on that, but I think that there's definitely some good plays in here, or very good for equity as well. So skin is a good one. Thanks, Edie, for getting that on my list here. Pager duty. Wow, have not paid attention to this in a hot minute. Look at, had big news on earnings, came back in, completely filled that gap yesterday, came back. Pretty monster move here. Like the look in pager duty, and what I'm using is right up in this area. So it's a little bit above this candle that we had here. But look at this, body of the candle, like the look in that. Take a look at pager duty. The 50s are what I will keep an eye on. Okay, Dash is continuing on here. No, I feel like that one's been on the list almost every day. Backs from yesterday, love that long tail, and Baxter International, keep a good eye on that one. From yesterday, that was the 85s that we were watching. Etsy, beautiful close here. Pretty extended, but definitely one to keep an eye on for a day trade. Some of the Chinese stocks, BIDU this morning, doesn't really look like much. Only a day trade here, maybe up to the 50, or if it pops through the 50. Wouldn't want to hang in there too long, but definitely one that I would want to take a look at. Maybe BABA and JD as well. These have been incredibly beaten up on overall China crackdown. JD looking the best of these right here. And is that it? Oh, TXN continues to be on our list here. TXN, was on our list yesterday. You can see that we hit that. We did day before yesterday come in and make a new high just above this previous one. Definitely a pretty decent resistance level. Yesterday we pushed down, came right back up looking for a breakout in TXM. The ones we were watching yesterday, where did I not mark those down? I have them on my list here. So probably the 200s there would be a good area. 195 or 200s there in TXM. Pretty decent places to go. We saw some action in semiconductors yesterday. AMD, definitely one to watch on that. Micron, Nate took a really nice play in Micron yesterday. This one seemed really, really sleepy. It does have earnings coming up, so maybe a little bit of a catalyst as we move our way there. Definitely not a trend change yet until we get through this trend line, but you can see we're putting in some higher lows there and making more of a wedge out of that. So keep an eye on Micron, but the semiconductor, NVIDIA is another one. Take a look at that. And I'm going to end here with November's Roku play because this one has been taunting and teasing him. And every day I swear he tells me it's trash, this is terrible, oh my gosh, you know. And then we've had 2 days. Yesterday, I think it was just teasing him. Just coming right in. It is actually moving on this morning. So all of those that took it, Roku with November, good for you. Nice play. It's marginally up, not too much here, but we'll see if we can catch a bit on it here as we move into the session. And all of you can get out with some nice profit. And the revenge trading, right? We all have it. All right. Facebook seems to be the other one that is just really getting people. Facebook, that was just a play into some pretty bad news. But I will say this on Facebook. It's down yet again today. It's inside this by this 20. Look at these long tails. So for all the bad news, it keeps getting pushed up. That is something to be mindful of. And you can see the trend is still upward trend, right? We're not making lower lows as of yet. So be cautious with it because news is news. But again, for all that bad news, it keeps pushing on up. Okay, that is it for me today. Hope you have an awesome Friday, and I will talk to you soon.